Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, written by Alan Schwartz with illustrations by Stephen Gommel, originally published in 1981 by HarperCollins. This is The Viper. The Viper is a scary story about a man who had inherited a house when his uncle died. The house sat on a hill outside of town, and rumor had it the old place was haunted. The man decided to move in straight away despite his reservations. But late at night, the phone rang, and when he answered it, a creepy voice said, "I am the Viper. I will be there in 2 hours. And then it hung up before he could say anything. Not long afterwards, the phone rang again, and the same creepy voice said, "I am the Viper. I will be there in 30 minutes, and hung up. This made the man quite nervous, and he began to wonder who this mysterious caller could be. Before he knew it, the phone was ringing again. "I am the Viper. I will be there in 10 minutes. The man was getting much more concerned now. A few minutes later, the phone rang. "I am the Viper. I will be there in 5 minutes. Needless to say, the man began to panic. Again, the phone rang, and the man slowly lifted the receiver to put it to his ear. "I am the Viper. I will be there in 1 minute, said the voice. The man ran around, locking all the windows and doors, and then called the police. The operator told him that officers were on their way. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Shaking with fear, the man opened the door a crack and asked, "Is that the police?" "No," replied the voice. "I am the Viper. I come here every night to wipe your windows." There was a young woman who had just started a new job in a large office building. She was walking to work one day when a long black hearse drove up slowly next to her, matching her pace. This made her nervous, and she anxiously watched it out of the corner of her eye. The driver leaned out of the window and called to her in a deep, booming voice. "Do you need a lift?" She turned to look at him and got a terrible shock. The driver's face was incredibly hideous and deformed. His skin was a deathly pale, and one of his eyes was noticeably higher than the other. The man pointed to the rear of the vehicle, which contained a coffin. "Room for one more," he said. Frightened by his bizarre appearance and unwelcome suggestion, she refused his offer of a lift. Profoundly disturbed, the woman ran down the street until she came to the office building where she worked. For the rest of the day, she couldn't stop thinking about the strange man in the hearse, and was glad when work was finally over. The woman worked on the 9th floor, and when the elevator came, it was almost completely full. She hesitated a moment before stepping in. "Are you sure you want to come in?" asked a familiar booming voice. "There's room for one more." The woman gasped. It was the hearse driver from this morning, eyeing her with his lopsided, horrible gaze. Now thoroughly spooked, the woman backed away, stuttering, I think I'll take the stairs." The hearse driver just stared at her as the door slid closed. The woman had only taken a few steps down the stairs when she heard a chorus of screams, followed by a deafening crash. She hurried downstairs and discovered the elevator cable had broken, and all the passengers had plunged to a grisly death.